Hello, I'm Lincoln Lavoie with the University of New Hampshire Interoperability Lab, Senior Engineer for Broadband Technologies, and I'm going to be talking a little bit with you today about Gfast and Gfast certification testing. Here behind me this week we actually have one of our ongoing PlugFest events where we're bringing together all the latest and greatest implementations of Gfast, working on some of the new features that have been coming out of the specifications from the ITUT to help provide a view to the industry on how those features are being implemented, as well as provide feedback to that standardization process. So these folks here are working on things like CDTA and reverse power feeding as two examples of new features and technologies that are going to be out there in the standards or into deployments in the near future. Beyond the PlugFest series, we do also have an ongoing certification program. So you may have seen the news that's come out recently in terms of a growing number of implementations that are on that certification. That certification provides operators with an ability to judge equipment readiness for deployment and have a selection process by which they can actually look and validate that the implementations have actually been tested and meet their needs both in performance and stability, as well as implementation of the Gfast standards. So that program is ongoing. We're continuing to add devices into that ongoing list. Devices are DPUs from network equipment manufacturers or the customer premise equipment like operators would deploy into their subscribers' homes and such. The certification program provides operators with a view on an implementation's readiness for deployment, such as FRA and SRA, which are key to the stability of the standard and stability of the Gfast link. All things like vectoring as well as performance measurements to make sure that service providers are able to actually hit the deployment profiles and service offerings that they would be offering to their end subscribers, such as X number of hundreds of megabits per second, or meeting more demanding applications like video on demand or video streaming type applications. All of this is leading towards service providers' ability to deploy a hybrid network or a network that's pushing fiber further afield, but using copper for that last bit of connectivity into the home, where it is a little bit more cost effective and easier to do the install versus pulling fiber all the way into the residence or into the business. So as I mentioned earlier, the current folks behind me are working on some of the newer features like CDTA and reverse power feeding. We do expect that those features will move into the certification program eventually after they get through all of the standardization process, as well as we are able to design the certification testing and get some stability from the vendor implementations where they're ready to come through that certification program. So look for those updates in the future.